My dear viewers, hello and welcome to a new episode of our program Windows, during which we discuss several topics. Today's topic is going to deal with artificial intelligence and its importance in several fields, especially in education. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us today our dear guest, Professor Dr. Wael Badawy, Professor of Artificial Intelligence and member of Research Council on Communication and Information Technology. Good day to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Dr. Badawy, artificial intelligence now is the talk of all the people and the whole world. Some people are very afraid of it, especially the Arab world and people in Egypt. They are always afraid of new things, you know, digitalizing or the technology in general. On the contrary, the West is coping with the artificial intelligence and telling us of the importance of the artificial intelligence for our daily life. So let's start our question with what is the importance of artificial intelligence in our daily life?
Artificial intelligence has to be understood as it's a way to process data and get results in a different way, in a faster way, in more efficient and more effective way. So it's a natural progress for digitization, for execution, whatever you call it, computerization, whatever you call it. It started back in 1950, so it's not new. And what makes it this artificial intelligence right now, having this explosion.
How did it start in 1950? How did it start?
It started with Turing. When he defined the very first computers, or 0 and 1 bits, he described what we call it machine learning. So the machine learning is one of the functionality or one of the definition of AI. So artificial intelligence is defined by companies who study the market under 4 categories, and there is a 5th one, we'll come to it in a minute. They said is a machine learning, means the machine will learn the simplest task you as a human you can do it. Coffee machine, laundry machine, your cruise control in your car, all of these the machine learn how to act. The second application will be in computer vision. So the machine or the computer can understand a scene. Good example is the seat belt tickets. They take photos for so many cars traveling, they understand license plate, and they recognize if you have a seat belt on or not, and they send you a fine. The third one is to understand vocals, and they can talk. So you have lots of applications. You can say, hi, so-and-so, it responds to you in a vocal way. Natural language processing, which means I talk to the computer in my own natural human-based language, not in Python, C, whatever programming language, is the 4th element. The 5th one, they call it deep learning, and the deep learning is basically cascading more than one layer of neural network or artificial intelligence. This particular technology arrived to be true in our life because computer hardware have been accelerated so much. Your phones are more powerful than the computer we bought during our study at the computer engineering schools 30 years ago. The demand and the connectivity of individuals over social media create a demand that we need to understand more people. We have the processing power. Companies start to invest and the universities start to invest more in large language models, which became to be this large program you can talk to. And they showed up this program around 2022.
Yes.
So the progress of the computing power from graphical display companies or graphical processor company and the demand and the need in the industry merged together, we have now what we call it the euphoria of AI or artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So your statement was like correct, and it also, there are so much to it we can change, because the northern country or the European country are more concerned of the use of AI than us in the African nations or in the Arab world.
Why?
Because it's double sword. You can use it in 2 ways. You can use it to harm, you can use it to benefit. You can use it to assist, and you can use it to replace. So there are lots of initiatives in EU where they would like to do like studies, regulations to control the development of AI.
Yes.
And the control of the development, because we don't really understand how it works. So now we have new products which come and explain what the AI is doing and
Yes.
what the interpretation is doing. This product arrived on our hand about a month ago or less.
Yes. So spreading the awareness concerning the artificial intelligence is very important, of course. What
Yes.
are the channels that we should use?
Yes,
Media, of course, is one of the channels.
one of the media is the channel. Actually, our President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, when he announced in the opening of the data center for the government data center,
Yes.
this was a huge announcement.
Yes.
So having the government, the Minister of Communication and Telecommunication attending and hosting an event coming October 3rd to October 7th around Digital Egypt and AI in Egypt, having the Council of AI renewed for another 3 years from April. All of these initiatives with our government, it creates awareness. So we have now people who are just average individuals on the road right
Yes.
now, they do know what's an AI.
Yes.
If we want to fight or we want to protect our population, we cannot prevent them from using it because they will leak in a way or another. The only way is to increase their awareness, create the culture, create the knowledge, and have the venues to report. And this is exactly what the government is doing.
Yes.
We were in Egypt here in 2019, one of the very first nation to open school of artificial intelligence. They changed computer science to have dedicated schools, dedicated faculties for artificial intelligence. And I belong to one of them.
Yes.
So
can we say that artificial intelligence is providing help to human being and is facilitating their daily life?
it shall provide help to human being. It shall facilitate our life. It at least,
for example, people with special needs, people of determination, when they are going to any institution or a university, they are studying or going to make some papers in any government building or something. Give us an idea about this, please.
I can give you a good idea because we had a competition in last Thursday in the Academy for people with special need, and this national academy is managed by or under the umbrella of the Ministry of Information and Telecommunication.
Yes, technology, yes.
So we went there, and they do have a very decent facility to prepare equipment to help different people with special need, with autism, with mobility issues.
Yes.
And they do have also a fascinating extended reality where they can help doing it. So it can help. It can help normal people. It actually, on a daily basis, it helps us save our roads from speedy cars by giving them tickets.
Yes.
So when you drive now on roads, people are really concerned with the ticket, they slow down.
Yes.
They also can watch for people who have been, like, once we want them as a government, we can monitor, we can do. But when you talk about monitoring, you can also remember the big brother monitoring. So it's a double sword.
Yes.
You monitor for increase my safety, or you monitor for something else.
Yes. So, Dr. Badawy, some analysts said that some jobs are going to disappear. Other jobs are going to appear. So, give us an idea about this.
The discussion about jobs will disappear after it started to be about maybe 2 years ago. After a few months or a year or so, it starts not to be true. What will disappear is the classical job, but all jobs will have a version of digitalization or automation or AI enabled. So if the clerk or the employee or the one who is responsible for this job does not expand his knowledge how to use AI or artificial intelligence in his own daily activities or daily tasks, he will be replaced by somebody doing the same job.
Yes.
And to give a good example of that, we talk about lawyers. Lawyers was the earliest job people say it will disappear. What happened in New York courts, the judges themselves rejected the use of AI to write documentation. Yes. Judges allow people to use technology, but they say a lawyer is the gatekeeper for the accuracy.
Because artificial intelligence is not accurate?
It is not accurate. Sometimes if you don't know how to ask, which is they call it the prompting or the prompt, if you don't know how to ask, You will get results
So it needs a human being also to monitor it.
to monitor.
Yeah, or control it.
Not really control it. It's basically you need to know how to ask. You need to
Yes.
verify the results. So that's why judges will say, did you read the document? If the lawyer will say yes, they will proceed. If they don't read it and review it and be responsible for it, because the gatekeeper is the human.
Yes.
It's the same in medical. In medical, it can give early diagnosing for doctors, not for individuals. And the doctor will take this diagnosing and verify, is it true, is it not true, is it accurate, and make judgment based on the doctor experience.
Yes.
In essence, it allows people to be more vested or more educated or more skillful to critique the outcome, not to use the outcome. And here it will come and say, when people are using it just to create and replace their effort and say, this is my work and it's an AI work, away from the legal aspect of that and plagiarism and all this kind of discussion, you are basically taking unknown and present as if you're itself.
Yes.
So this is where we warn people, like, you shall not submit documents. It can be integrated in a way to be your assistant, not your replacement. So we don't believe there are jobs will disappear. Maybe the interest of jobs will be reduced. Exactly like when you look at ATM machine. ATM machine in banks is equivalent to AI-driven teller. It's machine learning. You put the card, you type the password will get encrypted, AI usages, send over, verified, it comes back. You come and say, I'd like to withdraw £100. It will see, do you have £100 in your bank account? It will say yes. It will issue an order to accounting machine. The accounting machine will verify and will give you the pound in your hand.
Yes.
And they do have your photo. This is a complete automatic teller. Did it replace the personal teller in banks?
Yes.
It did not.
So, Doctor, if we go to education and the importance of artificial intelligence in education, as we saw, the experience said that during the coronavirus pandemic, most of the world and the schools in all countries have the students stopped going to schools and they started learning through special applications.
Or remote.
Yeah, remote, yes. What analysts discovered that this is was not a successful mission to be accomplished. Because the young children, you know, the idea of school is very important. They found that it's very important, or else the developed countries would say we are going to stop schools, and the students are going to learn through the computers and through the Zoom application or other applications. So how did you follow this experience?
AI in education, it has different venues or different applications. So we can apply it where students can use the AI as
What is the age that is suitable to start learning? Because the young children in primary schools or KGs especially, you know, the idea of going to school and standing in a line and dealing with your teacher. Do you get me?
There's actually going to school and the routine of going to school. Educative, there is a Wael principle, and the Wael principle say non-descriptive knowledge you will learn during the school system. So these are I cannot describe it, but the way you sit, the way you face the doctor or the teacher or the instructor, the way he acts, the way he dresses, the way he moves, and your colleagues in the same classroom, it gives you some learning we cannot describe. This is in the science.
It gives you some kind of also the manners and the discipline. You are having a uniform and you have to go to school in a certain time and go back in a certain time.
So this habits.
So this system is not going to fade for any reason.
This system will not go to fade. And just to answer your question, what is the minimum age for somebody to use AI? AI is include...
In education, I mean.
No, and population is more than 13 years old. Because we cannot expose people to internet-based systems, open systems, less than 13 years old.
Yes.
We can get them into closed system, means that the school will have a closed system where we check every single piece of it below 13 years old. But having an AI engine which is really function and we don't expect, like in the generative AI will generate new knowledge. So we don't know the new knowledge. we cannot expose younger than 13 years old.
Yes. Because in school, of course, the student gains many benefits from school, the teamwork and other things.
At least a human-to-human talk.
Yes.
However, when we talk about schooling, we have to look at schooling across of the board. People with a special need. People who do not need a school because they are ahead of the school. Their IQ is higher than the school. People with special need, people with on remote locations.
Yes.
So when you talk about schooling system, it's not only the school next door in urban. No, there are schools on the border where the whole population in the whole city is not even 500.
But some students need to learn one-to-one learning.
And some
or students suffering autism or dyslexia or whatever.
Yeah, which we call it personal tutoring. So AI have been proven to be a good application for personal tutoring. And it also can customize for you personal learning. And it can also customize to you personal examination. It raises the complexity and the hardness of the question based on your level.
Yes.
And this is also a double sword, because it can get you to a good position, and also it can be abused, so you come out at the end didn't learn anything. So it does have its own. Now, when you look at geology, for example, you can have a cave of geology and the layers of the earth, all demonstrated in front of the in front of the students in computer environment. They can even in virtual reality or extended reality or augmented reality, they can touch some of these stones. They can play with it, they can organize it, they can do discovery, exploration. This kind of application has amazing results on the students in this particular field.
Yes.
So this is the positive side. The negative side is because we can talk to AI, AI can write our own reports. So we stop learning and answer this, answer that. This is the area of AI which we try to prohibit, we try to penalize, we try to report to the school, so the school can get fines and they can punish the students who act in this way.
Yes. So, bless you. So this brings us to a very important point, Dr. Badawy. So can the artificial intelligence replace the teacher? And the message also conveyed by the teacher, not only the syllabus that the teacher is teaching, the message that the teacher is providing to his students.
Artificial intelligence cannot replace the teacher, but it can create a personalized message for each student, controlled by the teacher. So the teacher can map that. But having a teacher in school and having an instructor, it cannot be replaced. On the other spectrum, you also look at the new generation. They call them Gen X and Gen Z, and all these kind of young people, 8 years and younger. They play with all kinds of machines and all kinds of screens. So sending material of education through this machine to them, it will get a prolonged education compared to the standard one, because they are not used to the standard one.
Yes.
So AI at the end will have its own position. It has its own benefit. You can use it in a special need, in a autism, or in any kind of personalized education. You can take it for rural areas.
Yes.
But then the human will be engaged.
Yes. Concerning concentration, and some students suffers distraction. We were students one day. We suffered from distraction. We suffered from daydreaming during the class. So if the students are not dealing with a person or human being, do you think that this increases the distraction, or they would not be able to concentrate? What if we are not sitting in front of each other? I think I would not be completely concentrating. I'm concentrating very well because I'm dealing with you, doctor. Now you are sitting in front of me, and
because we are human from this particular era. The young generation, they deal mainly with devices.
Yes.
And even the younger one, when they walk with the phone, they type and they can get through the crowd, while they cannot take their eyes away from the.
So this is the first thing that they met when they were growing up.
So understanding the characteristics of the new generation, you must have screens.
This is a very important point.
And I may not be the best one to talk about it, because I have a role of educator in universities, and we are interested into knowing more, and we measure the application of AI. I can talk about it a little bit, but educators themselves, they talk about AI-driven pedagogies, which is how to use AI effectively with children. It's the same like Montessori. If you remember the Montessori system,
yes.
now you have the new coming is the AI system.
Yes.
So
but Montessori is a very successful way of education, of course.
Yeah, it was very successful.
Yes.
It was discovered by accident. It was not planned to be, and the learning in the people in need, when they move it to the normal people, they start to understand.
Yes.
However, in AI right now, it's something similar to Montessori. It's coming, and people say, okay, how can you do that? We found out people who have been using, like even ourselves, when we start to use the AI to enhance the writing of our emails, of our letters, our English level have been increased. My vocabulary have been increased because I take the output, I read it, and I start now to a new vocabulary. I remember you have to write yours truly. We stopped doing this long time ago. If we use it on a daily basis, can push us to the front. But we have to be able to read what they are doing and verify what the AI is doing.
Yes. Concerning also, we're still in education, and how would the artificial intelligence help the students in their projects in science, in chemistry, several subjects?
Using a large language model with AI, it was exposed to almost all data over the internet. So here we have to talk about the AI will know a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of science, a little bit of physics. However, it does not know too much of Arabic because we don't have a wealth of information on Arabic online compared to the English ones.
Yes.
So this is one of the criteria we have to look at when we try to apply it into other subject or specific subject. The other aspect to it, which one concern, we'll talk about it before the show, we have also to look at the digital divide. Like I do own a license on a specific platform. Different platform will definitely give different results. Does everybody has a paid license? Do you have the maximum access? Do you have the maximum internet which will give you the access? No, we don't have all of us the same internet. We don't have all of us the same access. There are about 3 or 4 mainstream programs right now, or systems we call as AI systems. And who has access to what?
Yes.
This is what we could bring, what we call it digital divide. People who have access to the rich, expensive licenses, they have, and people who don't have access.
Yes.
And they may not be rich. They may just be somebody who has a dad or a mom in computer field. It doesn't need to be like money talks. No, it can be just environment where we have access to more tools. So this digital divide, it starts to become a big question.
Yes.
And this is all the challenge. But we can use it. I adopted, and the way we adopted, actually, we asked the students, okay, can you write an article of 500 words?
Yes.
Ask any large language model, because we don't want to talk about specific products, we talk about the technology. Ask anyone to write similar article. Make sure you have questions to make your article similar to the articles the AI is coming. Critique the 4 articles. So we have 3 coming from large language model or AI-driven programs, and the one you do it yourself. Can you critique and compare between them and tell us in the report which one you like, what are the deficiency? Because for sure the AI will give you a more integrated answer, a more wise answer.
Yes.
It has been programmed in a way to go with the flow, to use different framework for writing stories, for writing articles. So it will be a very effective way.
Yes.
But if it goes to what we call it hallucination, which basically I cannot judge is the output right or wrong, it just basically gives talks to, because in essence AI does not have knowledge. It basically
does not have knowledge.
Does not
this
have
is
knowledge.
a very important point.
It has information there which allow it to concatenate words to look to you as a paragraph.
Yes.
By comparing the value or the weight or the cost of the connection, and when you say I don't like it, give me another one, they go to a different cost function.
Yes.
So it's a way to assemble, like the older press, they assemble characters and letters, and this can be done in real time or near real time.
Yes.
So this assembly of words and the sentences does not imply that the AI knows something.
Yes.
It has knowledge, yes, it has knowledge of the human being.
Yes.
As a brain, is the AI really know The answer is doesn't know.
Yes.
It knows how to create. If you send 10 words, it look at the best match and it send you back 10 words.
What if you have a talented student, I mean in education, you're using artificial intelligence, and you have a talented student, a creative student, how would the artificial intelligence affect this?
For creativity, they can command the AI to produce faster results, but it will not replace somebody painting, somebody drawing. It will not replace it. But if you want to create a faster drawing, if you or a faster draw, you can tell it.
You think it's dangerous to deal with artificial intelligence if you have a talented student? Or if you are you want to bring up a creative generation in general?
If you want to the opposite, if you expose creative people and talented people to tools like AI as a companion helping them, they will accelerate faster.
Yes.
Because you can get the knowledge faster, they can get the execution faster.
Yes.
However, they need human to monitor to make sure that this formula will operate. In Japan, about a month ago, there was a paper released and they said they got an AI engine to be a scientist. They gave it knowledge and they asked it to write a research paper. The AI wrote a research paper. They took this research paper and they gave it to another 2 node of AI to review the paper. So these 2 agents of AI reviewed the paper. So now we have paper generated by an AI intelligence reviewed by 2. The question which lands itself here is, do we really replace scientists with AI? The answer is no.
No.
Because this is a cumulative development. It's not innovation. It's not a new idea. Thomas Edison did not come with the light.
Yes.
This was a disturbance. They disrupt the technology with the light bulb. It did not come a cumulative development. But if you want to write a research which you know what's about, you want to tell it, can you make it better? It gives you an idea, which is accumulated from the literature it's existing in the AI. But AI as a neural network does not have more than weights, mathematics. It does not have knowledge or know-how. It replies to a sequence of words. You put it, it gives you equivalent sequence. But there is no brain there.
Yes, yes. Also, we'd like to ask about the importance of artificial intelligence in the health field. You said that it predicts the disease.
Yeah.
Yes, the symptoms, yes.
It can scan quickly X-ray, MRI scans, and it can identify the areas of abnormality.
So the early detection is a very important point that the human being is always looking for. So that's one of the positive things that the artificial intelligence is providing in the field of health.
Yes, because what the papers we publish talks about the following scenario. You have X-rays or MRI. The AI will understand the X-ray and the MRI. And by exposing the development of the disease in a specific patient and showing variation of this MRI or X-rays, AI can match if somebody will have an early disease or an early formation. Also, we have to understand that in healthcare we have remote healthcare. We have not too many population in areas to send an expert. So having an early scan or an early diagnosing, looking at the X-ray and give the report to the doctor, not to the individual, not to the patient, not to his family, to the doctor. The doctor will review and verify. And this model has been effective in so many places. The other area of AI, which is we attended in the Mansoura University, they have in a ward over there for surgery. That's robotics is part of the AI field. You build a robot driven by computer. So you can build sewing devices and staplers for humans, so you can do the actual operation instead of a surgeon's hand.
Yes.
Because surgeon will have problem with their muscles, with their hands once they reach a specific age. So having a device which is a push button, like a Atari or a game, you push a button, it will go and do the sewing, it will do the cuts effectively. This is one way where AI have been proven, and we have lots of these devices actually in Egypt, in different hospitals.
Yes, yes. So in general, the artificial intelligence also is involved in in our daily life. As we spoke about education, health, the other fields that the artificial intelligence will support us in government services.
In government, we have the electronic payment. So all the electronic payment happening everywhere.
Yes.
There is an artificial intelligence engine which is verifies the transaction, secures the transaction,
Yes.
and protects the network. So the network does not get hacked.
Yes.
So having this, they call it smart contract exchange, which is allowed by the law. Because you will find the deployment of AI is reduced because we don't have human laws and regulation to support the deployment of AI. One good example in the Egyptian market, the law of evidence. The evidence needs to be penciled or written in a blue inked
Yes.
pen.
Yes.
This is how you pencil it. Pencil it means you write it.
Yes.
So why you don't have a digital evidence? So we start to see over the last 5-10 years in Egypt, there are lots of judges and new laws are coming, describe that you can have a digital evidence. You can have an evidence of a contract. I write it on the computer. I send it to you. You would use a verification signature. You sign it electronically. You send it to me. We never been we didn't use pencils or pens or inks.
Yes.
So this kind of moderation of the legal system is required to be able to deploy and allow AI.
Yes.
It also required to protect us from abuse and electronic cyber crimes and electronic crimes made against us in AI.
Yes.
And the problem we see here is the laws comes after the pain and the harm have been achieved. If there's harm, lawyers will start to talk to court, and the court will start to make judgment, and you have a new law coming. So laws will come after the harm happened to the population. The practice of using AI in Africa versus Europe versus North America, completely different. So the pains they have over there and the losses they do have over there
Yes.
are different than what we have.
Yes.
That's why we have to talk also about who owns the AI and who's where, because the AI runs on the cloud. So most likely it will be in a different country, developed by somebody in a different country, trained by somebody in a third country, fourth country. That's why we are looking for the international collaboration. So this kind of how we can deploy it and why is not that simple. It's, we have a new program, let's deploy it.
Yes.
Or let's roll it.
Dr. Badawy, concerning also the field of sports, some people were speaking about that artificial intelligence could expect the results of a special match or a special game. How did you follow these news?
From the data science perspective, you can run statistics, advanced statistics, stochastic process, and neural network expectation. So you can tell there is the weight, there is the run, there is how the performance have been. Can you do a prediction of how the system will work? On paper, yes, it does work. But in reality, you may have a mistake by somebody got a red card, so the whole game will change.
Yes.
So yes, you can using advanced data, or they call it data science. So you can use advanced data analysis in data science world, and they can get some results.
Yes.
It's close to the real ones. Yes, it may 80% of the time it will be right, but not all the time.
Yes. So, Dr. Badawy, how can, as I was speaking to you a few minutes ago about the spreading awareness concerning the artificial intelligence, is there any idea of putting here in Egypt in the syllabus a subject about artificial intelligence so that the young students could grow up knowing what is really in artificial intelligence? Because we as old people, we are now trying to understand more and more.
So there are two-fold to what you are saying. There is a Ministry of Education and there is a Ministry of Higher Education.
Higher education, yes.
In the Ministry of Higher Education, I was a member of a committee where we wrote documents to tell other schools how to implement an AI awareness or an AI 101, Artificial Intelligence 101, just introduction to AI.
So you are saying that it should be put in the syllabus of the higher at
No,
universities.
this is the activity at the university level.
Yes.
In the younger,
In schools, it's also important
there are also important, there are
to give
some
them
courses.
idea about this, of course.
And these are the formal way of education.
Yes.
Now we come to different ministers, different Minister of Communication, Minister of Social Affairs, Minister of Youth and Sport. They do run programs, like there is Marvels of Egypt. There are programs to students up to as young as grade 4, where 1,000 of them will get together and they start to learn about AI, they start to learn about different. So it's very important, and we have been seeing initiatives in Egypt around these different activities targeting young students as early as grade 4.
Yes, yes. What are the other fields that the artificial intelligence could help the human being in?
One is the sustainable development, one in agriculture.
This is very important. The sustainable development is the main goal now for the Egyptian country, of course.
So sustainable development.
And the political leadership, all the projects, I mean, and the state is heading to preparing for the society itself to be a sustainable development, and all the projects that is implemented, actually, it's Egypt's vision for the year 2030.
2030,
yes.
So this area is, we start to see lots of applications and lots of products coming up. So right now there are products, for example, in agriculture, you have a complete agriculture system, disease detection, irrigation, fertilizing, everything is done 100% automated by AI and what we call it Internet of Things, or IoT for short. And these units have, I was in last week in a young company or small company in Cairo, and we seen the young graduate have been actually assembling these units. It's a solar panel equipped, so it doesn't need power. It releases water, it tests humidity and temperature, and it can look at disease. So this kind of application as AI in agriculture exists. In sustainable development and disaster management, basically it detect, identify, and predict what you can do in any field, as long as you have 2D image or 3D images, or information in 3D. So it can be applied anywhere. The only question will be is, what is the ethical implication of applying it? Are we harming people? Are we taking your privacy away? Because we have a sense of privacy. We have sense of liberty. You have the right to walk in the street and nobody know who you are. Now with your phone, with your social media, if I have a connected social media, I know where you are. I know your name. I know your face. And this sense of privacy, where our government have been taking actions and offering new laws in 2020 to protect our identity. Europe has similar products, and we start to see now the new applications coming. Once you start to release information from your phone, it gives you a warning, and it receives a confirmation, and the second confirmation at every single step. This is 2024 products, to make sure that we are aware that our information are in this location. So this is where the play game of AI, in my understanding and as a part of this game. It's dangerous, it can be useful if you know how to use it wisely. You have to protect the people, and you have to make sure it works to the cause and benefit of us, not against us.
Yes. Artificial intelligence also, Dr. Badawy, concerning traveling, airports, booking for tickets. Give us an idea also about this.
In the area of booking of tickets, the application will be that you can actually arrange a complete itinerary based on a budget and based on your what you like. Because if I understand your personality, I know you like beaches, but not sand, rock beaches. You like beaches, not deep, but shallow. So if you let the computer understand what you like and what you don't like, it can give you an itinerary. And the abuse of this particular application is one which we wrote in one of the books of what hidden algorithms. If I know your monthly income because I have access to your bank, and I know that you want to go on a trip, will I get you the cheapest possible or the most cost-effective tickets, or I will get you to match your budget and your income.
Yes.
If you ask me for the most cost effective, it must be the cheapest level.
Yes.
But I know your income, so I'll give you something which fits your bill.
Yes.
Here, it's a benefit for the suppliers, but it's abuse of you, because I have some other extra information. And this one I was talking to you about the twin models, and if your information are all connected, now you have this risk. So there are hidden algorithms which can give you recommendation for new product. It actually, during Christmas time, it increases the prices of products because they know that you came 2-3 times the same product.
Yes.
So this kind of identity protection for us, this is where the government now is trying to look at.
Yes. So the conclusion is that artificial intelligence cannot replace a human being in all fields.
Yes.
Can it replace a doctor? Can it replace a teacher? Can it replace a TV presenter? Can it replace several jobs, especially the doctors?
No, it can make them more efficient, more effective. It can increase their service level because it helps them, it reduces the time to examine X-rays, examine MRI, examine any patient record. But the patient record has to be protected and has to be truthful. It doesn't have to be, if somebody will hack to it, we need to know that this is not my record. So it will help everybody to be more effective, more efficient. You need to create the awareness, and we need to create forum where each one of us will be able to upskill himself, connecting with this artificial intelligence in a fair manner, so you can make a judgment if you like to continue or not.
Yes. But connection with people, of course, is the very important thing, of course. I thank you very much for your valuable information, and really for the simplified explanation that you have provided us today. Thank you very much for joining us today, Dr. Wael Badawy, professor and professor of artificial intelligence, member of the Research Council of Communication and Information Technology. I really had the honor to have you with us today.
Thank you
so much.
It was a pleasure being with you. Thank you.
My pleasure too. Thank you so much. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Windows. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.